All right, welcome back, everyone. It's me, Mr. 4K. Uh, as you all know, this is part 5, a video walkthrough. Not me playing the video game, it's me watching someone else's walkthrough. In this case, MkiceandFire. Big thanks to MkiceandFire for uploading this entire video game. So, for those of us who actually, are not sure about whether or not we want to spend our hard-earned cash buying this game, or simply we cannot afford to buy a brand new game, it's cool that there's, channels like this that put the full walkthrough without any commentary, so that way you can see it for yourself and make your own judgment. So now I'm on a part 5. If you watch my previous reactions, I don't want to call this walkthroughs because I'm not playing it. Someone else is playing it. But based on my previous reactions, and now we're in a part 5, there's things that I like, but there's things that I don't like, and I think one of the things that I see some of you appreciate about me is that I call things the way I see it. Like, I didn't like the first mission, and I was criticizing the game for like a very weak opening of the James Bond. But then as we progress through, going to MI6, getting to know the director and getting to know the crew, everyone in MI6, and then proceeding to go to Malta for training, I started like appreciating what developers are trying to achieve here. Now, I'm just going to say it right out of the gate for people who just want me to cut to the chase, and I'm just going to cut to the chase. If you are expecting your traditional James Bond with a bow and tie, him drinking a martini while he's, parachuting, and then landing somewhere in, I don't know, Paris, like on an Eiffel Tower, and then he's coming down the Eiffel Tower, adjusting his tie and drinking his martini, right? Then he picks up a very nice lady, or a couple of two nice ladies, and he's walking, charming and all that. Like, it's not Roger Moore. Forget everything you knew about the previous James Bonds. This is not trying to be like that. Forget Sean Connery, forget Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and Roger Moore. Yeah, these were the greats. But what they're trying to do, they're trying to separate from that. Clearly, this was a conscious decision that they're trying to make here. And you know what? When I really start thinking about it, I think it's time for Bond to evolve, and it has to evolve. But I think what they're bringing here is a plausible James Bond, unlike the one that we used to know, where it's kind of fantasy, like one man does everything, he's the greatest. What they're trying to show you on this Bond experience is that he's not just a one man. He still needs, help, assets, resources. He still needs his team to help him out. And he works the best when he has the resources. He works the best when he has his team backing him up. I'm not saying that Pierce Brosnan didn't have a team backing him up. I'm not saying that the Roger Moore character or Daniel Craig character or Sean Connery character didn't have, or Timothy Dalton character didn't have resources. Sure, they did. But throughout the movies, it felt like it was all one man doing everything. Here, what they're trying to show you is what it takes to become a secret agent, what it takes to be out there on the field, to mingle with civilians and, obtain the information. We've seen that in the nightclub mission. To obtain the information, to obtain the intel and mingle with the civilians without having your cover being blown. And I think that's what they're trying to show you in the first light. This is what it takes. And it's not just a one man doing everything. It's a teamwork of resources and people working together, but they all have to work together in secrecy where they cannot be caught. If they get caught, then the MI6 cannot, acknowledge their existence. So you really can't afford to make a mistake. And this is why they have to work carefully together, and this is why they have the best resources, okay? But at the same time, they're trying to show you that it's not just a one man doing this. You see this? These are all members of double O's. They're reinstating the double O's, right? Because they don't want to just depend on the artificial intelligence, this supercomputer. Even though the supercomputer certainly helps them get the knowledge that they need of intel that they need, but still, you still need a boots on the ground. You still need to have agents on the ground to make a decision that it's a correct decision, not a devastating decision that would affect everything else, right? Whatever the case might be, whatever the situation might be, okay? I'm just kind of putting some scenarios out there, right? Maybe it's a dangerous situation and, the agents cannot afford to make a mistake and they don't want to make a mistake that would be a devastating decision that would help the enemies have the upper hand when it comes to the espionage and tactics and secrecy, etc., etc. So the reason I'm telling you all of this, that's what I have appreciated about the First Light. It's stepping away from the traditional James Bond that we knew. Kind of like the way Christopher Nolan stepped away from Tim Burton's Batman, all the previous Batmans, right? And Joel Schumacher's Batmans. Christopher Nolan, when he did Batman Begins, he wanted to bring a Batman that it's plausible that such a figure could exist. Same thing with the Heath Ledger Joker, that such a chaotic anarchist could actually exist. So same thing here, like they're trying to bring this Bond experience as if it's plausible, like if such a character could exist, but if he does exist, it exists in a plausible world where it's not just him doing everything and like this larger than life. And I know Ian Fleming's made him be a larger than life, but that's 60 years ago. And I think now they're trying to evolve. And I think it's time. And believe me, I was against it, and I said, well, maybe they shouldn't do that. But once you start watching this, playing this game, I think you're going to realize that, yeah, I think it's time. I mean, it's almost 2027, dude. It's almost 2030, It has to evolve. I mean, I'm 50, for crying out loud, okay? I'm a middle-aged man. Pretty soon I'll be eligible for Social Security. So it's time to evolve. So it's time to, evolve this whole James Bond experience. And it works. And it works in so many levels. It works with the way he works together with his team, the way he uses the gadgets, and his team uses the gadgets, and all the resources and the training and everything they learned. It really works well, and it shows you what it takes to become an MI6 agent, All right, well, this is my opinion. Now, again, some of you will not like this. It's okay. Listen, not every game is made for everyone. Just because I like something doesn't mean you're going to like it, and that's perfectly fine. But just keep in mind, the reason you watch me is you want to hear my opinion. You don't want to hear opinion just based on some guy who got a free copy of the game and now he's shilling for it. You ain't going to get nothing from that guy. That guy will tell you everything's great, everything's hunky-dory, everything's amazing. When you are watching a guy like me, you are getting a unbiased, independent point of view. And you getting my opinion and comments based on what I'm seeing and what I'm experiencing, versus somebody who got a free copy and is being told to sign the NDA agreement to tell you that this is the greatest thing ever, game of the year. It's just so obvious. You're not going to get not much from that guy. He's just going to tell you, he's like a salesman. Like, this is the greatest thing ever, dude. Greatest thing ever, right? See, that's not me. I give you my honest opinion on what I think. All right, now I already spent a few minutes explaining this, so now they have a new urgent mission, something that they need to attend to. Situation has arisen, a matter of a considerable delicacy. They need to attend to this considerable delicacy or whatever this situation is. So let's see. There might be commercials, ads that I might have to remove, so just to let you know.
Of considerable delicacy. The former 009, real name Reese Beckett. A rogue operative guilty of high treason, he has somehow managed to stay hidden for over a decade. And now he's coming in from the cold. 009 claims to hold evidence of a conspiracy against the state, and he intends to hand it in return for a full pardon on one condition. He will only talk to John Greenway.
I guess there really is someone for everyone.
And where do we come in, Mum? Last time I checked, selling deals with traitors was not in our playbook.
009 is a master infiltrator. As resourceful as he is paranoid, thinking 2 steps ahead is this man's idea of lazy. To catch him, we're going to need eyes everywhere. Consider this a field exam. Get your equipment and cover stories from Q. Moneypenny will fill you in on the rest. Dismissed?
All right. So
Bond. A word.
So this is where things get interesting. Now we got a rogue agent 009 who went rogue, but only says that he will talk to Greenway. And Greenway is the guy, a black guy who is a training officer. We have seen him earlier. He's also a famous actor who actually was in so many movies. Walking Dead. You probably recognize him from Walking Dead, but you will also recognize him from Guy Ritchie movies, like famously known movie in 1999 with Brad Pitt and Jason Statham, Snatch. He was in Snatch. I remember him from Snatch, but although he has done many, many, many more British movies and American movies and TV shows. So that's who Greenway is. So this is where things get very interesting. So now this is where the real operation starts. Like they're dealing with a very dangerous rogue operative, and who knows all of their moves, who knows all of their tactics. That's tough, man. So the Bond has a very difficult task now. You know, you dealing now with somebody who is way ahead of you, like Heath Ledger Joker. He's ahead of the curve. He's few steps ahead of you. There's nothing you can pull out of the magic hat to suppress his tactics. So this will be very interesting. And I think this is where the game really starts now, like getting serious.
Greenway wasn't happy with your performance last night, and he's reluctant to bring you along. Just a heads up.
Right. Any advice?
Doing what you're told might be a good start.
Well, that's not his style.
Ponsonby?
Bond.
But that can also be a dangerous style. We have seen that with Casino Royale, right? He trusted Moneypenny too much, and then she turned,
doesn't want me to come after last night.
and then she turned his back on him, you know, and he didn't realize that he got caught off guard because he felt like he got played. He thought he was really in love. I mean, she did love him, but she was using him, you know, and well, we've seen that in a Casino Royale, you know.
Really? I missed the extraction deadline too.
Well, I am going. That's what counts.
Come on. Let's go see Q. A rogue 00 coming in from the cold. Not bad for a first mission.
She said he's been in hiding for more than a decade. That roughly matches when the program was shut down, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And here's what's dangerous about this guy 009. He probably knows who these operatives are, right? Because he's way ahead of the curve, and he says he will only talk to Greenway. The disadvantage that they have now is if he knows who they are, and most likely he knows who they are, that's to the 009 advantage. Also, he can use these agents as leverage, right? uh, and that will make James Bond mission much tougher and harder, right? So this is very interesting. See, this is the game. It's really now starting to become serious. And I like this, how we start in the beginning, training, getting to know different characters and bonding with different characters. And now things are getting serious. Now things are like, okay, we're not laughing, giggling anymore. We're not, having a great time. Now it's like serious. Because here, now we're dealing with a life and death situation, man. We can't make any mistakes. We're dealing with a very dangerous person who's probably connected to all kinds of groups, and and he knows all of our tactics and all of our moves. But also makes you wonder about the Greenway, like what can Greenway do, and what does the Greenway knows about him? That could be a leverage. And can we really trust Greenway? Obviously, there's that too.
You think he caused that?
Could be. Or it could just be timing deciding things. I mean, Thayer was just integrated. Perhaps the Double O's didn't feel needed to the same extent after that.
Nessie's built different. That's why he only runs on Duracell.
Power boost.
Oh my God, these commercials. He-Man commercials too.
Q-Lab. Cover stories and field equipment. This sure beats exams. Wonder what he's got lined up for us.
I wouldn't mind that bike coming along.
Oh? I heard you were more into explosives. The bigger the better, according to Basil from accounting.
Basil? Who's that?
Vice chairman of your fan club.
Right, and the chairman? I guess that would be Greenway, right?
They did both run for the post, but Greenway won by a whisker.
I was looking for you two. Monroe, I have your cover story from Q.
Can't wait. Later, mate.
Any idea what's in store for me?
No clue. Something dashing, no doubt.
This guy? Fashion photographer.
Fearless war correspondent.
Adventurer archaeologist.
I'll see you in a bit.
Recruit Bond. I hear you got banned from the Arch Club on your first visit. Nicely done.
Not more of a lounge lizard. You seen Q?
He's in wearables.
Of course he is.
He was down here not too long ago.
Who? Nicholas Webb.
Sir Nicholas. Yeah, the Foreign Secretary gave him the grand tour. Q didn't seem overly excited.
Oh, move over Savile Row.
Professional envy, perchance.
Well, he may be a billionaire, but Q's better dressed.
Oh, got himself a new suit.
That's nice.
Yes. Note the exquisite stitching and attention to detail. Cut, proportion, and style in perfect harmony.
Oh, looks a bit big.
Oh no, this is for Monroe. You'll be wearing that one.
I'm the chauffeur.
Well, don't look at me. I just work here.
Greenway.
I'm heading over to gadget testing. Join me when you're ready. There's some new field gear that I'd like you to try out.
Right. Probably a new line of air fresheners.
Look at that umbrella. I like how you can check everything.
So looks can kill.
Dagger shoes. Nice. I love the exploration.
A nice matte black suit.
You're not.
I love the exploration that you can explore everything. Like when you go to Q's facility, you can walk around, look at everything, explore everything. There's so many hidden Easter eggs in this game, from what I have heard. And I love the fact that you can touch everything, explore everything, and do so much with these gadgets, One of the things I would say to people, and based on what I'm seeing here, don't rush through this game. Take your time in, take everything all in, and just explore everything.
Playing an Undertaker, Nash.
Downing Street.
Go with that bottle green corduroy
Chris
blazer.
said his dad is on the rise.
Financier, Kingsley. No leprechaun.
Suit yourself then. That asymmetrical silk bias cut dress is nice.
Kingsley? Nash?
Bond.
And here's another problem. Cressida is that, right? 009 has so much leverage here on all of them that he can use them against them. And I think that's the danger about this whole thing. Now, him, 007, he's an orphan, but he does care about his friends. So, if something happens to Cressida or Cressida's father, or even Monroe, the Bond will care. He's a very compassionate guy, and we have seen that in the beginning of the Iceland infiltration. That island in the Iceland infiltration, where all the arrowheads, the Balkan gangs there, that he was that whole place that he blew up. You saw him caring for those MI6 workers, and he wanted to rescue every single one of them, and he did. After he, before he blew up the place, he rescued all of them. So we know he's a compassionate guy. Sure, he's an orphan, he has no one, but he does have friends, and he's compassionate. So, but that's the advantage that the 009 can use against him. So this is, I think, I can already see a different scenarios where this might go, but I think that's what makes this Bond so unique and different from all the other Bonds, Now, there's still Ian Fleming Bond theme here. I don't want people to think that this is some major step back from Ian Fleming. There's still Ian Fleming Bond theme in this game, but it's a modern, upgraded version of 2026, and it has to be, man. Even Daniel Craig. Well, the character has to evolve, and I agree with Daniel Craig. We can't just be stuck in the past 60 years, and that's great. Sure, those are classic Bonds, but we're in 2026, almost 2027, dude. Just around the corner, summer's over. Next thing you know, 2027. So we have to adjust to the times that we're living in, And I think IO Interactive did a fantastic job implementing that. And you can tell that they really were careful how they craft this Bond game. Clearly, you see that everything was thought out carefully. That this was not like, let's just use the license of Ian Fleming, and let's just make some whatever Bond game. You can tell that they really put a lot of effort into it, and I'm seeing that now as I'm going through these walkthroughs. I can see that there's a lot of thought process put into this, and it's not a Hitman. People who listen, it's not a Hitman game. Just relax. Everyone just can relax right now. It's not a Hitman game. It's not even though there's some Hitman absolution mechanics using the gadgets and sneaking around. It's not a Splinter Cell, but even though there's some Splinter Cell techniques, moments that can be used, but there's also a lot of action in this game, as you will see later on.
I can barely make out last night's bruises. Only the subtle stain of defeat.
Must have missed a spot. What are your covers?
Keith Bollinger, private banker to the rich and famous.
Grace Dufresne, career diplomat. Same as my parents. The backstory sort of writes itself.
Well, that's handy.
Anyway, Q's waiting for you. And Bond, friendly word of advice? No shenanigans today. You're hanging on by a thread.
Message received. Thanks.
See you at the briefing.
I like how, it's all about the teamwork, and they're reminding me, hey, we work as a team, and our life is on the line, so, and I think that's what they're trying to remind us, that it's not just a one man, that it's collective of teamwork, and, there's so much involved here, all these guys in an MI6 working together, trying to give you the resources, putting everything together. It's a collective teamwork. It's not just a one person. And I'm sure the same goes for CIA, just like it goes for MI6. Any of these secret agencies, whether it's MI6 or CIA, it's about working together as a teamwork undercover, and you have to mingle with civilians, and you cannot blow your cover. You have to be really good. And but it's not a one man that has, you know, such superpowers that he can just get his way. There's actually a protocol, there's rules, and of course you work together. And I think that's what they're trying to do with this James Bond, as I said earlier. They're trying to make it more plausible and more realistic versus what we have seen previously, like a fantasy Bond, you know, like, you know, he's drinking a martini while he's parachuting, you know, and they're shooting at him and bullets are flying by. He's like, you know, it's like some shit that Roger Moore would do, you know. And that's all fine and dandy. I like that. Or when Pierce Brosnan is driving a tank in the Golden Eye, and while he's driving a tank, he's fixing his tie. And this is all cool moment. It's really amazing. But remember, you know, I think that what they're trying to do here is they want to implement a more realistic Bond experience, like to let you know it's not just a one man, it's a collective of teamwork, and I think that's the understanding that you will get in this Bond game. That it's not just a one man, one solution. No. This is collective of teamwork, and you have to work together. And the one mistake could jeopardize someone else's life, another agent life, you know. So you really cannot afford to make any mistakes, and you have to work closely together with your team and make sure that you cover all your bases, you know.
It's slobbered all over the elevator.
I thought she'd be a cat person. 98.2% inflation. Fine work.
I still detect a 0.2 microsecond delay in the.
I like how you can listen to what other people are saying as you're walking around. And you can try different gadgets.
Shelter sphere. If you're ever caught in an avalanche, you'll be glad to be packing one of these.
Why would I be caught in an avalanche carrying a gentleman's briefcase?
Oh, mind your own business, Bond.
Moving on.
Why would you be caught in an avalanche? Well, your mission might be in the Alps, Switzerland. You don't know. You might be caught in an avalanche.
Oh, nothing.
Look.
There's many different occasions.
Okay, let's see what's in store.
Splendid work, Bridget. I'd say one more round of iteration and we're ready for field testing.
That is my assessment as well.
Q? You mentioned some field gear that needs testing?
Quite right, yes. Over here, please. This here is a shockwave device.
A shockwave device?
Directed propagating disturbance that staggers opponents on impact and causes medium damage to bodies.
And you're using a camera to do that. Wow, that's amazing. Wow, look at this.
Now, aim the device at Arthur here. And before you ask, yes, he's good with it.
I'm good with it.
If you say so.
I don't know if he's good with it, but we'll find out.
With little practice, it will become second nature. Okay, next item. A sleek upgrade to a timeless classic, the smoke grenade. This small-scale, lightweight projectile blocks visibility, leaving an opponent open to attack.
Damn, Arthur.
Hey, Meta. Play gorgeous.
Oh, these commercials, man. These commercials.
Right.
Is that a lighter?
You ready, Alpha?
Ready.
Man, this Arthur, man, I feel sorry for him. All the abuse he has to put up with. I hope they pay him good money, dude. I hope they give him a raise.
While the effect lasts, he is quite defenseless.
Damn, Arthur, give the guy a raise, all right, man? He's taking too much abuse here, man.
Choose your equipment from the gadget cart. Bridget here will sort you out if you have questions.
Thanks.
Good luck out there, Bond.
I like how you introduced all these characters.
To bring 2 items into the field. Not that you're likely to.
I love how you're being introduced to every single character. Like what they've done in this game, like you will get to know everyone from the guy being a, you know, posing as a test subject dummy, Arthur, poor Arthur. And then you got Bridget here. She's the one who is, you know, organizing your equipment and everything. And I love that. I love how you become part of the MI6 and you become part of this MI6 organization. Like you truly become a Bond. And I think IO Interactive has achieved that. You know, I didn't think that I didn't have any concept that it was going to be like this, but now that I'm watching this walkthrough of MK Ice and Fire, I'm realizing, man, this is an amazing reborn. This is like the very first time that we have a James Bond game that it's given birth on a video game. Not on a movie screen, but on a video game. And I think this is why this is so historic and so unique. And the reason I say this is so historic and unique, because this is the very first time that we are given a birth to a 007 character. But not only did we give birth in a video game, mind you, we're giving a birth to a 007 character in a video game. But not only did we give birth to a 007 new character in a video game, but at the same time, you as a player will play the role of this character and you will understand what it takes to become a Bond agent, and you will understand what it takes to work together and accomplish these missions. And you will understand that it's not just a one man, one solution, holier than thou. It's not a one-man Rambo or one-man John Wick, or one-man Superman, or one-man. Even a He-Man has a team of people, working with him. Even though He-Man has the powers, but this guy has no powers. The only thing that he has is it's his training, his team that can help him, the resources that the MI6 gives him. Without the resources, without his team, he'd be no good, bro. There'd be not much he could really do. Sure, he could take care of himself in the fight, but he would get easily caught. And I think that's what they're trying to show you. You as a Bond, you are vulnerable without the MI6 support. You are vulnerable without all of these gadgets. You are vulnerable without our MI6 intel. You are vulnerable without your team who's backing you up. And I think that's what you learn in this game when you are playing it. And I think this has never been done before. So it's very refreshing. What I'm trying to say, it's very refreshing to see that for the very first time in a video game.
To need them in the car park.
Uh-huh.
Is that insensitive? My people skills range in the bottom third.
Surely not.
There's gadgets, cool. Got the Q watch. It's Omega, of course. But it's a very sophisticated Omega. So these are your gadgets: Q watch, camera, dart phone, lighter.
Kind of choosing blindly here. Any pointers?
I cannot disclose any specific details about the
Smoke
assignment,
pod,
only that we'll
nice.
be attending an exclusive social event.
Yo, this is
High
cool.
security, low hostility. In these types of situations, discretion, not force, is advised.
Duly noted.
And all of these gadgets will come in handy for various different missions. And I think once you get used to it, using all these different gadgets, like, okay, let me use the lighter. All right, cool. Let me use these smoke pods. Let me disappear. Use the smoke pods. Let me use the camera shockwave. Let me use these darts. Whatever these darts do, I forgot. But I think there's some kind of electronic distortion, these darts. So all of this equipment that he has will help him infiltrate if he goes into some sort of some sort of a casino where these bad guys are hanging out, like Casino Royale, or if he goes into some sort of a huge big mansion somewhere out there in a very exotic place where all these bad guys are hanging out, and he needs to infiltrate the information from someone. All of this will come in handy. all of these gadgets. Smoke pod, there it is. Shockwave camera, dart phone.
All done.
Huh. Interesting.
What?
Nothing. Good luck out there.
Alright, so we met Bridget. We met Arthur.
Bond, good luck in the field. We're rooting for you.
Love it. I love it, man. It really feels like you're part of this organization, and they really have done a great job making you feel part of this organization.
Hi. Which floor? Operations, please. No problem.
You see, that's what I was saying. Like, everything was done carefully. Like, they thought of everything very carefully, and I am simply what's the word I'm trying to use? I'm simply impressed by what I'm seeing so far. You know, it's good to be surprised. I like when a video game surprises me. Because, you know, I was bashing this game. I was saying it's going to fail. This is not good. I'm worried about this game. But you know what? I'm glad I was wrong. And that's the whole point. I'm glad and I'm happy that I was wrong. Because now I'm like super excited to play this for myself whenever I have a chance, whenever I have a chance to play it. So I'm super excited to play it when I have a chance, because now I know that they have created something very unique, and I can't wait to see the trilogy or the upcoming how long this franchise is going to last now, to see, you know, this Bond game evolve, you know, with different chapters. You know, I don't know how many of them they're going to make. As long as their people love them, they will keep on making them. But it's a very amazing new step into a new franchise that it's probably going to span across, like, I don't know, like 10, 20 years, you know, to like 2043. And it's good to see that, and it's good to see how this character is going to evolve in the next 20 years with this franchise. Q Lab even tells you.
Hello. Can I help you?
Perhaps you can. I'm looking for Moneypenny.
I think she's in her pod. Just through that door down there, and you can't miss her.
All right.
Could you track the mission approval on Wild Fern for me?
Sure.
Just send it over when you get it. Thanks.
Everything's lively. Like, everyone is like this. It's not like there's some like dummies, you know, AI, NPC dummies. They're very lively. They're all doing something. Every time you approach someone, you can overhear them saying something, having a conversation, or telling, you know, another co-worker, hey, I need you to do this, etc., etc. Everything is lively. Nothing is like generic. And I think that's the beauty about this James Bond, is that everything feels lively. And I think they have done a great job capturing that atmosphere.
Chauffeur, I heard.
Greenway obviously considers my driving skills indispensable. In case we get into a car chase.
Oh, yes, of course. And I thought it was due to your massive fail last night.
Give him a rest, Kingsley.
You see a massive fail. I see a multifaceted learning experience we can all benefit from.
True.
Hello again. This is one of the new recruits, I believe.
Sensitive teeth are vulnerable. They need special.
All right, the commercials. Unfortunately, I have to deal with these commercials.
And I'm Bancroft.
You look familiar. Have we met?
Don't believe we have. Name's Bond.
Oh. So that's you.
The guy looks like Dr. Phil.
I was the one handling the media after the Iceland incident.
You did cause a few grey hairs around the place. Word of advice. You might want to stay clear of Basil from accounting behind the lifts.
The floor's called Operations. What do you do down here?
Whitlock and his team deal with the media. One thing is secrecy, another subterfuge and public belief, and Alistair is the master of misdirection and half-truths.
You mean Dr. Phil?
That sound devious. It's all for king and country.
I myself am an analyst. But then we have people handling covers, vetting, accounting, mission support, assets, and quite a few more areas.
This is a British,
Full day's working
Gotta take his Dr. Phil. British Dr. Phil.
Still, I really like it down here.
At least we're not in the tunnels. That used to be a thing.
Good chat. Later.
Nice chap.
Did you go check on that restaurant I mentioned?
I did. They'll be fine. In fact, I think the media attention might have worked in their favor. It was really busy.
Oh, good. You never know which way things go after.
M underestimates 009. You all do.
Thea's report was inconclusive, John. 009's been gone for too long to yield reliable data. There's a 50-50 chance that he's telling the truth. We need to know what he has.
We need nothing this man has to offer. Yes, this is just the boon that M's been looking for to get Foreign Secretary Bright and his lot off our backs, but 009 is a master manipulator. Whatever his endgame is, we won't see it coming.
I mean, that's not good.
I couldn't help but overhear you and Greenway.
Couldn't help yourself, is what you mean.
Sounds like there's some history between the two of them.
They served together as double O's, right up until Operation Nightfall.
Go on.
Would that I could.
Secrecy. 009 profile. Well, let's look at it.
Place. That screen big enough for you?
I know. It's cool, isn't it? Just got it up and running.
All right, so we're gonna leave it right here. This is the end of part 5. We'll continue this with the part 6. As I said earlier, like I said, I'm really impressed with 007 First Light, and it's great. You know, I love when the game surprises me, and I also love when I'm wrong. You see, this is what I want you guys to learn about me. I love when I'm wrong. But you can't expect me, you know, not to be skeptical unless I try something. You know, if IO Interactive would have given me a early copy, or if they would have given me a demo, right? Maybe I would have not be so skeptical. Maybe I would have told you, hey, you know, I just checked out the copy of the game, and even though I'm, you know, I'm giving this copy to promote it, I'm still telling you that it's great. Okay? But it would be much more difficult for you guys to believe me that it's a great game, because you would say, well, you have to say it's a great game because you are, you know, sponsored. But even if I was sponsored out, let me tell you, even if IO Interactive approached me and sent me a copy, I would told IO Interactive, I'm going to be honest about this game, what I'm experiencing, what I'm seeing, and I'll just be honest about it. But that's why they're never going to approach me, because that's too risky for them. They don't like, you know, someone like me who will just, you know, give an honest opinion on, you know, they don't want that. That's not how it works. They want promotions. They want you to promote the game. And I know how to promote. I used to be a sales agent. Believe me, I know how to promote really well. But I like to be honest. I like to be, you know, unbiased when it comes to products, when it comes to video games. I don't like misdirection. I don't like misleading. It's just not my style. I know people don't mind doing that because money is good and they get free goodies. but not me. I don't like doing that. I like being honest about what I'm experiencing. All right, so we'll continue the part 6 later on from here. Like I said, so far I'm intrigued, and I think this is where things will get dicey. Now they're embarking on a real mission, and stakes are high. Stakes are very high, and they're embarking on a very dangerous mission. Okay, as you can see, if you want to, well, then what's your conclusion so far, Mr. 4K? Do you like the game? Absolutely. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't be continuing like looking at these walkthroughs. I like the game, and then the question is, are you going to ever play it yourself? Oh, absolutely, I will play it. I mean, I like it. I like what I'm seeing. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. I will play it myself. Just don't know when. Whenever I get a chance to play it. Whenever I get a money to buy it. Unless you guys want to give me a copy, send me like a free gift copy. I'll be more than happy to play it. If you ask me where do I want to play it, I would prefer PS5. Like if you guys want to give me a copy, I would prefer a PS5 version. Or you can whatever. If you can get me a Steam PC version, that's fine too. And any Nintendo Switch too, I don't care. Any version would be fine, would be appreciated, but PS5 would be like the version that I would certainly prefer. But I don't expect any gifts from anyone, okay? But like I said, I will play this game. I just don't know when. Like I said, whenever I have the money to purchase it, whenever I have the money to buy it, whenever that is. I don't know when, but I will play it when I have a chance, when I have the money to buy it. I certainly will play it myself, and live stream it myself. All right, so that's the end of the part 5, and I'll see you guys in the part 6. Thank you for watching.